Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Tanvi Taneja, coming up in the next 30 minutes. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh terms Gaganyaan to symbolize new chapter in the journey of Atmanirbhar Bharat, felicitates astronaut group captain Shubhanshu Shukla and other Gaganyatris, calls them gems of India. India, along with several European nations, temporarily suspend postal services to the United States ahead of the new import tariffs imposed by Washington. Venezuela rallies militia volunteers in response to the current US threat as hundreds enroll in militia, responding to President Maduro's call to defend national sovereignty. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un oversees firing of 2 new air defense missiles ahead of a summit between US President Donald Trump and South Korean President Lee Jae-myung on Monday. And India's test stalwart Cheteshwar Pujara calls time on his international career, writes on social media, wearing the Indian jersey was an indescribable honour. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh attended the Indian Air Force Space Conference in New Delhi, where he facilitated the Gaganyatris, including astronaut Shubhanshu Shukla. The ceremony also honoured astronauts Prashant Balakrishnan Nair, Ajit Krishnan and Angad Pratap, the Indian Air Force test pilots who have been selected for India's first ever human spaceflight mission under the Gaganyaan program. Speaking on the occasion, Minister Rajnath Singh stressed that Gaganyaan mission symbolizes new chapter in the journey of self-reliant India that places us with pride among the major space powers of the world.
जब हम भारत की स्पेस जर्नी की ओर देखते हैं तो हम पाते हैं कि हमारा कंट्रीब्यूशन केवल स्पेस में उपग्रह भेजने तक सीमित नहीं है। आज भारत चंद्रमा से लेकर मंगल ग्रह तक अपनी उपस्थिति दर्ज करा चुका है। आज भारत गगनयान जैसे मिशंस के लिए भी पूरी तरह तैयार है। साथियों, मैं इसे केवल तकनीकी उपलब्धि के रूप में नहीं देखता, बल्कि आत्मनिर्भर भारत का वह नया अध्याय है जहां हम विश्व की बड़ी स्पेस पावर्स के बीच पूरे गर्व के साथ खड़े हो रहे हैं।
The Indian Postal Department on Saturday joined several European postal service providers in halting most parcel shipments to the United States. The Indian Postal Department has temporarily suspended the postal services to the United States of America starting from August 25th. The company said it will immediately stop accepting all shipments containing goods bound for the US, with the exception of letters, documents and gift items valued at up to $100. Customers who've already booked articles that cannot be dispatched to the US due to these circumstances may seek a refund. The decision comes in the wake of new custom regulations initiated by the US that impacts the international postal services. Postal services in Germany, Denmark, Sweden and Italy said they will stop shipping most merchandise to the US effective immediately. France and Austria will follow tomorrow and the United Kingdom on Tuesday. Letters, books, gifts and small parcels worth less than $100 will continue to be exempt. The decisions follow US President Donald Trump's July 30th executive order to end the duty-free exemption for imports valued at up to $800 effective August 29th. Prime Minister of Fiji, Sitiveni El Rabuka, arrived in India on a 3-day visit. The leader was received by Union Minister of State for Education and Development of Northeastern Region, Dr. Sukanta Majumdar, at the airport. This is the first visit to India by Prime Minister Rabuka in his present capacity. During his visit to New Delhi, Prime Minister Rabuka is scheduled to hold talks with Prime Minister Narendra Modi on August 25th. The visiting Prime Minister is also scheduled to call on Indian President Draupadi Murmu in New Delhi. Prime Minister Rabuka's visit underscores the long-standing and enduring ties between India and Fiji. It reaffirms the continued commitment of both countries to further strengthen the bilateral relationship across all sectors and deepen the people-to-people ties. India's Defence Research and Development Organisation DRDO has successfully conducted the maiden flight tests of Integrated Air Defence Weapon System on Saturday off the coast of Odisha. Integrated Air Defence Weapon System is a multi-layered air defence system comprising of all indigenous quick reaction surface-to-air missile, advanced very short-range air defence system missiles and a high-power laser-based directed energy weapon. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh in a social media post wrote, and I quote him here, "I congratulate DRDO, India Armed Forces and the industry for successful development of IADWS. This unique flight test has established the multi-layered air defence capability of our country and is going to strengthen area defence for important facilities against enemy aerial threats." The Delhi Legislative Assembly is hosting its first ever All India Speakers Conference in the national capital. Home Minister Amit Shah inaugurated the two-day conference at the Delhi Assembly in New Delhi today. The conference is organised to commemorate the centenary year of Vittalbhai Patel assuming the office of Speaker of the Central Legislative Assembly as the first elected Speaker in the country. The event brings together speakers from state assemblies all across the country, along with chairmen, deputy chairmen of legislative councils from 6 states. Speaker of the lower house of Parliament, Om Birla, will preside over the closing session of this conference. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has supervised the test firing of 2 new air defense missiles as tensions with South Korea flared following a border incident earlier in the week. The test comes hours after South Korea confirmed that it fired warning shots on Tuesday at North Korean soldiers who briefly crossed the demilitarized zone separating the countries. The report came ahead of the summit on Monday between US President Donald Trump and South Korea President Lee Jae-myung. The missile tests also coincided with large-scale joint military exercises between South Korea and the United States. According to the Korean Central News Agency, the launches showed the improved missile systems, which had superior combat capability. On to some weather updates from parts of India. The India Meteorological Department IMD has issued a red alert for extremely heavy rainfall over Gujarat, Goa and the coastal areas of Maharashtra. Similar conditions are expected over Madhya Pradesh, Sikkim, Chhattisgarh and sub-Himalayan West Bengal during the next 7 days. Several areas in Rajasthan are facing flood-like conditions, displacing hundreds, submerging villages, crippling connectivity and prompting large-scale rescue operations. In the southern part of the nation, these conditions will also prevail over the coastal areas of Karnataka and Telangana today. The weather agency has also forecast very light to light rain with thunder showers expected over Delhi NCR region. Relief and rescue operations are underway on a war footing in disaster-affected Tharali of Chamoli district in northern Indian state of Uttarakhand. Various teams from the district administration, local police, SDRF, NDRF, Army, SSB and ITBP are engaged in relief and rescue efforts. The cloudburst in Tharali village left 2 dead and 11 others injured. More than 150 affected people have been accommodated in the tehsil premises where food, water and medical facilities along with other basic needs have been arranged for the evacuees. Rains continue to lash several parts of Himachal Pradesh, another North Indian state. A yellow warning has been issued for heavy rain in isolated areas till Tuesday. The state has witnessed many flash floods, cloudbursts and major landslides this monsoon. Authorities in Jammu and Kashmir have issued advisories amid an IMD alert for moderate to heavy rains across the Union Territory. The Weather Department issued an alert for showers in Jammu and Kashmir till August 26th. Separate advisories have been issued by the Deputy Commissioners of Jammu, Ramban and Kishtwar districts. Besides rains, the Weather Department has also issued warnings for landslides, flash floods and cloudbursts during this period. Meanwhile, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is expected to visit the calamity-hit Chashoti village in Kishtwar district today to inspect the ongoing rescue and relief operations. As nearly 30 people are still missing, while 65 bodies have been recovered. After visiting the disaster-hit village, the Defence Minister will preside over a high-level meeting with senior officers of the Army, other security agencies, administration, along with other agencies engaged in relief and rescue operations at Gulabgarh, the last landing point before Chashoti village. Later, Rajnath Singh will be joined by Union Minister Jitendra Singh, who is also the Lok Sabha member from the area, and Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha. Several villages in Kasur district of Pakistan were inundated as rescuers moved villagers and livestock to safer places. The Sutlej River posed a threat to the area. Authorities warned residents in riverbeds to relocate to safer areas, but some locals said that they had nowhere to go. Floods across Pakistan have killed 785 people since the monsoon started in late June, warning of 2 more rain spells by September 10th. Local authorities are urging both the national and international community to assist with funding and resources to mitigate the growing crisis in the coming weeks. You're with us on DD India Live, still to come on this show. Ukraine celebrates its 34th Independence Day. President Zelensky calls it a day of their strongest emotions. Russian forces take control of 2 settlements in eastern Ukraine. South Africa stresses the urgency of holding Putin-Zelensky meeting. And the 37th edition of Fit India Sundays on cycle with Delhi Police held successfully.
Goa, an adventure paradise like none other. From lush forests to rugged hills, from pristine ocean beach stretches to stunning lakes, there is something to explore in every corner of the state. And some adventures are wilder than others. Watch postcards from Goa on National Geographic.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I am Tanvi Taneja. Updates next on the Russia-Ukraine conflict. A fire broke out on Sunday at a Russian nuclear power plant after the country's military downed a Ukrainian drone. The device detonated upon impact at the Kursk nuclear power plant in western Russia, sparking a blaze which the facility said was extinguished by the fire crews. There were no casualties from the drone smashing down at the site where capacity was reduced. The plant administration in a social media post informed that the radiation background at the industrial site of the Kursk nuclear power plant and the surrounding areas has not changed and corresponds to natural levels. The plant is near the Russia-Ukraine border and sits to the west of Kursk city. Earlier, Russia on Saturday said its forces had taken 2 villages in eastern Ukraine's Donetsk region. Moscow's defense ministry on social media post said that the forces had captured the villages of Sredene and Kleba-Bink. The capture of Kleban-Bik would mark a further advance towards Kostiantynivka, a key fortified town on the road to Kramatorsk, where a major Ukrainian logistics base is located. The latest Russian advance comes as hopes dim for a summit between Russian and Ukrainian presidents, a solution championed by US President Donald Trump as part of his efforts to end the Ukraine crisis. Meanwhile, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa on Saturday added his voice to the calls for a Russia-Ukraine summit during a telephone conversation with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The South African president stressed the urgency of holding a bilateral and trilateral meeting between the leaders of Russia and Ukraine and the United States as key to signal a firm commitment to ending the conflict. Ramaphosa, who currently chairs the G20, also spoke with French President Emmanuel Macron and Finnish President Alexander Stubb. He will speak with other European leaders in the coming weeks. Ukraine is celebrating its Independence Day today. The day is celebrated on August 24th every year, honoring the country's modern statehood and the moment its parliament proclaimed independence in 1991. Earlier, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Saturday said that he will not cede territories to Russia as he marked the National Flag Day. Zelensky said the flag was a goal and a dream for many Ukrainians on temporarily occupied territories of Ukraine. The ceremony was held on the eve of Ukraine's Independence Day and attended by the country's top officials. He wrote on Platform X that it's a day of Ukrainians' strongest emotions, ending the post by saying, "Long live Ukraine." So on Ukraine's Independence Day, the European Commission building was illuminated in vibrant blue and yellow colors of the Ukrainian flag, a powerful symbol of Ukraine's resilience and unwavering belief in a brighter future. The Ukrainian flag, now a symbol of resistance and hope, waves proudly as the nation continues its pursuit of peace and prosperity, with the EU standing firmly by its side. New Delhi's historic Qutb Minar was also illuminated in yellow and blue colors on the occasion of Ukrainian Independence Day. The vibrant colors lit up the monument on Saturday. This symbolizes solidarity with Ukraine on its National Day. On to South America now. Amid escalating tensions with the United States, hundreds of Venezuelans enrolled in the national Bolivarian militia, responding to President Nicolas Maduro's call to defend national sovereignty. In Caracas, mostly public workers queued in Plaza Bolivar to sign up, with some recruits stating that they joined to prevent foreign intervention. Maduro, as commander-in-chief, had urged citizens to join the militia as part of a national sovereignty and peace plan. The enrollment drive follows increased international pressure and economic sanctions, with the Venezuelan government accusing the United States of attempting to undermine its leadership. The US mission targets what it describes as narco-terrorist organizations, part of President Trump's broader campaign against drug cartels and to secure its southern border. And some global weather updates now. Another tropical storm, Fernand, has formed southeast of Bermuda, which is forecast to strengthen over the next 48 hours, potentially approaching hurricane-level strength by Monday. The storm is located approximately 655 kilometers south-southeast of Bermuda, with maximum sustained winds of 65 kilometers per hour. The National Hurricane Center is monitoring the tropical wave with a medium chance of development within days. This system will likely bring heavy rains and gusty winds to the Leeward and Windward Islands on Sunday and Monday. Roads in Margate City, New Jersey were submerged by flood water as Hurricane Erin, which was churning in the Atlantic hundreds of miles offshore. Erin, which has since made its way further out to sea, was downgraded to a post-tropical cyclone. However, the agency warned that swimming at many beaches along the U.S. East Coast remained dangerous over the weekend. Erin, the fifth named storm of the 2025 Atlantic season and the first to attain hurricane status, earlier strengthened to a Category 5 storm. The last Atlantic storm to reach that intensity was Hurricane Milton in October 2024. Following Erin's passage, the U.S. Coast Guard has been actively responding to massive waves along the east coast. As the storm weakened and moved out to sea, it left behind dangerous conditions for maritime operations. And on to some sporting action now. India batter Cheteshwar Pujara on Sunday announced his retirement from all forms of cricket. Pujara last played for India in the 2023 World Test Championship final against Australia at the Oval. Pujara made the announcement on social media. In an emotional statement, Pujara wrote that wearing the Indian jersey, giving his all, was an indescribable honour, but with gratitude, he has decided to retire from all forms of Indian cricket. He spoke about his two-decade-long journey, expressing gratitude to teammates, coaches, fans and family. He called representing India an honour, cherished the memories and lessons the sport of cricket gave him, and thanked everyone who stood by him throughout his cricketing career. And DD India's Abhishek Mahajan joins us for more on the story. Hi, Abhishek. Abhishek, Pujara scored at an average of 43.6 and an overall 7,195 test runs. Well, that's an incredible record. How much of a loss will Pujara's retirement be to the Indian test cricket?
Yes, Tanvi, it is indeed a big loss for the Indian cricket team. But yes, it was on the expected lines, Tanvi, like we mentioned in the report also. He last played for India back in 2023, 2 years ago, in the World Test Championship final. He indeed played Ranji Trophy domestic cricket in February this year for Saurashtra. But again, he started doing commentary also. We saw him in India versus England series. He's 37 years old. He doesn't play one-day cricket. Last played one-day cricket for India almost a decade ago. Doesn't play in the IPL also. But yes, indeed, he was India's number 3 for almost a decade. True wall after Rahul Dravid, the wall of Indian cricket, and he played like a true fighter, a true champion. He played with class and dignity, and when we say Test cricket is a pinnacle, Tanvi is a true ambassador for India. In Test cricket, he took all the bruises on his chest. He will be remembered for taking all the bruises on his ribs, on his chest. Who can forget his innings in Brisbane back in 2021 when he scored a 50 and played over 200 balls. The innings that he played in Ranchi also, he scored a double 100 and played over 500 deliveries. The longest, if I remember, longest for India in terms of ball face. But yes, a true champion. Yes, Test cricket. When we say that every player is indispensable, but yes, Pujara, there is no replacement for Cheteshwar Pujara. Yes, Karun Nair, the likes of Sai Sudarshan, they have come into the Indian team. But yes, Pujara, there is no one like Cheteshwar Pujara. He will be remembered, and every Indian, wherever they are standing, will cheer and clap for him whenever they see him in the stadium, be it any role, be it commentary, be it as an expert. Pujara, a true ambassador for India in Test cricket.
Indeed, Chiteshwar Pujara, last of India's Test purists, so to say. Thank you very much, Abhishek Mahajan, for reporting on this story. Moving on now, Delhi police on Sunday took part in the nationwide Fit India Sundays on Cycle campaign at the Indira Gandhi Arena in the national capital with the aim of spreading awareness about fitness and healthy lifestyles among citizens. The initiative, organized by India's Sports Ministry, was held simultaneously in all state and union territory capitals, encouraging participation from people of all age groups. The event also saw participation of young sports achievers. 2020 Junior Asian weightlifting champion Ananya Patil and Under-19 World Boxing Championship gold medalist Krishna Verma cycled along with the participants. And let's take you to Argentina finally, where couples from across the world danced at the Buenos Aires Tango World Championship, showcasing their innovation and skills on Saturday. The two-week festival featured over 500 activities and renowned artists. Being the largest tango gathering in the world, tango has become a global cultural phenomenon, with the championship drawing hundreds of couples every year. That's all for this edition of DD India Live. We'll be back with more news as it breaks there on DD India. I'm Tanvi Taneja from all of us here in New Delhi. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.